So I just wanted to point out a few other jobs I've done on the car. The water cooler there I've tidied it up a bit to give it a bit of a paint as well. Once again, it's not perfect, but looks a hell of a lot better than it did. Screwed it back in place. The next thing, the power steering pump. I've also put it back in place, put the belts on as well, put a bit of tension in them. I think I will need a bit more tension in that, but we'll see how that works. The next thing I want to do is remove this fiberglass bit here and put the nose badge in and clean it up here a bit. So there's two screws and bolts there, and there's another two there, another one there, another one there, and some more down there too. So I'll proceed to another one there as well. I'll proceed to undo those and see if it'll drop out. Okay, the next thing I want to tackle on this car is I'm going to try and fix this bumper here. As you can see, I think it was due to bad towing that the fiberglass on the bottom of the bumper here is cracked. So I'm going to try and remove this bumper and respray it, fix some of these cracks and cravings over here. Crazings, sorry, not cravings. Yeah, so to remove the bumper on an XL, I've already started on this, by the way. There's a couple of screws on each side, so 1, 2, 3 that need undoing. There was another screw in there. That's in there. Undo those if I come out of it a little bit. And in there, I don't think that's supposed to be a screw in there, but it's been broken off, rusted out and broken off. So that will just come out from there. And on the same side, we've got the same situation. So there was screws down here, 1, 2, 3, 4, and there was other screws that held these wires onto there. And if I just sort of, I'm upside down at the moment, but that hole there as well, the bolt that was in there. So, and then we should be able to pull the bumper off. As you can see, I've already started it here, but there's pieces of I don't know if it's silicone or something like that which is holding it in place. So I'm going to have to cut this off to get the bumper off. So cut it all the way around, but let me do that now anyway. In fact, I'll just take a note of the wires here inside, as just to make sure that when they go back, they're the fog light wires, these two, the red and black ones there. These are all the earth wires in here. There's another red and black ones here that must go to the indicator and the side light, which is in there. So that's that. I'll just make a note of that so I can remember, put them in the right place when they both go back on the car. The bumper goes back on the car, and it's the same here. So the green and white goes to the green, and the red goes to the red, and the longer one there goes to the fog lights. Alright, I'll cut the silicone off and try and remove the bumper. So I've managed to cut off most of the sealant. As you can see here, there's a rubber sealant there. I'm not even sure that's supposed to be on there, but it's been sprayed over as well. So as you can see, some of the paint's peeled off there too. That bolt there is obviously snapped off at some point. It's probably just been levered off, so I'll have to see if I can get that out somehow. But from the other side maybe, but yeah, it could be, the other option might be to weld something on there, but we'll see what I can do about that. Yeah, so all I have to do now is release the electrics and the bumper should just fall off. So I brought the bumper down to the workshop down here. First thing I'm going to do is start stripping components off, like the lights, these plastic bits here. I'll give them a spray up as well, I'll clean them down properly on that side as well. It's usually these bolts on the inside here, so the plastic bit, that's these two, the washers are extremely rusty, so I'll give them a quick doze down with some kind of penetrating fluid and stuff like that, and then the lights also look a little bit corroded there. Yeah, maybe remove any other plastic bits. There's plenty of screws and stuff in there, and yeah, take it from there. Yeah, these washers here have just completely rusted away, but yeah, as I say, whoa, look at the state of that. They're definitely on the to replace list. Yeah, I had to tap this out with a hammer, but actually I'm seeing that the threads on there are not too bad, and I think that'll clean up okay. I'll give it a bit of a spray, plastic spray. It's looking a bit faded, and hopefully it'll come up quite nicely. Unfortunately, with this side I wasn't quite so lucky. Both of these bolts are so rusted that they just snapped straight off, so I have to think of a way if I can secure two new bolts in there. I'll probably have to destroy the integrity of it a little bit, or cut a little piece out there and maybe put a plate or something and a bolt through it, or something to that effect, and that should hold it. But, I'll have a good think about it and see if I can come up with a solution. Just release those two. Just try to get focus here. So just release those two nuts here, 1, 2, and the tail light just falls straight through. Sorry, the side lights. They just fall straight through. Fairly easy. Though the nuts have dropped in there, so I'm going to have to take that apart in a bit, but it shouldn't be too much of an issue. Just want to make sure the lights go in the right way, so we're going to mark them. That's the top side, just in case, yeah. That might go down. I don't suppose it's possible to swap them over, but don't know if that would make any difference. I think there might be. It'd be completely irrelevant, and if you can just swap around, but yeah, what I'll do is I'll just mark the top of that, which is that side. So the next things I'll remove after the side lights is there's a couple of nuts and bolts here. I'm not sure what they're actually used for, but there's a few, 2 on that side and 2 on that side. Plus there's a lot of these really tiny screws here, and I'd like to get those out as well. If they'll come out quite easily, well, I'm going to take them out anyway. Before I start repairing it, and then what I think I'll do is I'll take it outside and give it a bit of a clean out before I start addressing all the repairs that need. So I'm seeing here there's a crack here, there's a couple more somewhere, and I think if I flip it over I'll be able to see the others.